was the first similarity I ever noticed between Portuguese and the Slovak language. And I entered on H&M and I was like, bunda, bunda. What is bunda? Because, you know, in Portuguese, bunda means ass. Then they said Brazilian was a pornographic country. It seems it's not. It's Slovakia.
Uma ideia boa, né? Porque era difícil carregar muito.
Ahojte, ja som Tatiana, Brazilčanka, žijúca v Bratislave. Nie hovorím po slovensky, ale učím sa. Welcome to my channel, Life of Mangelada. In today's episode of My Life in Slovakia, I'm gonna tell you all the struggles of living in this country without speaking Slovak language. Let's start. I need to have a pulse because I don't want to be dramatic, but I'm Brazilian. And Brazilians are usually dramatic. And I'm even more dramatic than all the other people from Brazil, I would say so. And sometimes, guys, it's so hard to live here without saying more than Ďakujem, dovidenia, ahoj. It's a real struggle. The struggle is real. You know, if you have any foreigner friend or if your partner is from another country, you have heard it already, like them crying, say, why is it so hard?
Why?
And actually, it's pretty hard. I'm a Latin person. I speak Latin language. Other than Portuguese, I'm able to speak Spanish and English. That's the language I'm using with you. But I've never studied really much other different languages like Slovak, Russian, or Finnish, any of those languages. When I first met my husband, I really thought we were going to live in the Netherlands. Because I've never told you guys, but I first moved to Europe to live in the Netherlands. So I lived there in 2 small towns. And my husband traveled there to visit me. So I thought, I'm already living here. I already moved from Brazil to Europe. So now he will move from Slovakia to the Netherlands. It didn't happen. I'm living here in Slovakia for 3 years. And I barely talk the language. Actually, I started to study more seriously only 6 months ago because I always thought English would be enough to have a nice life here, and unfortunately that's not true. Of course, you can go to downtown, you know how to order a beer, maybe 2 if it's not complicated, if you remember how to do the declination, because I never do it, so I got correctly many times. But this video is to tell you also some funny similarities that I've seen between Portuguese and Slovak while I've been struggling to learn your language. And those similarities are awesome. Actually, they made me laugh a lot. And sometimes, you know, I'm crying because I need to study Slovak. And I just remember, this word is really funny, or this word is really similar to Portuguese. Even though the roots and origins of this language are really different, there are some words that are quite similar. I would say, for example, cebola in Portuguese is cebola. Or the way you say tchau is hi or bye. We say in Portuguese for bye. So I would say tchau. And my name, it's pretty much popular here. I even have a chocolate called Tatiana. I never, ever had anything with my name in Brazil. So I'm pretty happy. That's another thing. I'm not that happy when I need to introduce myself and people just think because I have a Slavic name, I am Slavic somehow, and I am able to speak Russian. Because once I went to the doctor, hi, I'm Tatiana Maslova. He started speaking a really strange language. that after some time I found out it was Russian. So I said, I do not speak Slovak. And he was like, oh, so you speak Russian. And he... Let's go to the similarities and have fun. The first word, I must tell you, many of you have seen it while you walk on Obohodna Street. You go there and you see Teta. You as a Brazilian, you are like inside, you know, why they have this word here? And Teta in Portuguese means boobs. So for us, it's really funny to see a store called Teta. And if I think about it, if I would ever be an aunt, I don't want people call me boobs in Portuguese. The second word was the first similarity I ever noticed between Portuguese and the Slovak language. I arrived here 2018 during winter, and it was the end of the winter, so I went to the mall to buy some nice clothes because it was cheap and in Brazil it's not that cold. And I entered on H&M and I was like, bunda, 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 bunda. And I was inside like a child that just, I don't know, ate the candy from the floor and didn't tell the mom, like, and I needed to comment with Matei, like, what is bunda? Because, you know, in Portuguese, bunda means ass. And you're writing bunda, 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 50% off bunda. Bunda in all the size. Yeah. It was pretty much fun. And during my wedding, actually, I was trying to explain to my husband's friend those funny words and coincidence. And they just spent the whole wedding talking about bunda and about teta. And I had some guests that were not Brazilian, but they were able to speak Portuguese. They were like, why people are talking those two words during your wedding? And I tried to explain the coincidence and everyone was laughing in the end. But when you are Brazilian and you arrive here in Slovakia and you see bunda and tetas everywhere, you were like, oops. Yeah. Then they said Brazilian was a pornographic country. It seems it's not. It's Slovakia.
Uma ideia boa, né? Porque era difícil carregar muito.
There are other words that are similar as well. Some not so good, some just quite okay. There is this preto, that means black. There is saco, that's jacket in English, but in Portuguese it means like those plastic bags that you can put the trash on it. My husband keeps me saying that I should end with this word to shock you all. But there is this word in Slovak called puta. Puta. That in Portuguese, it's known as those ladies who work with their body to make lots of money. So I end with this word, this chocované word. How do you say?
Chocoyutse.
So I end with this chocoyutse word because it's really zaujímavé, and I love to say ja som šokovaná. Oh my gosh, toto je veľmi zaujímavé. Give me a thumbs up. Comment here if you knew any of those words mean other things in Portuguese. Thank you so much for just watching me, and bye bye.